to always try to support first-time directors. You know, I've done it before. Sometimes it comes out great, sometimes it doesn't. But when it comes out great, it's so refreshing to see somebody's vision and a new voice in the genre, which I think Andy is. You know, and it is harder. It's like you watching a kid not put a fork in his eye for a long time.
I managed to do it though a couple of times.
I want it! No. But I watched the short.
Yeah.
That this
Was it a short about this story?
The short was basically the sequence where they see Mama, they don't look at her. It was like, but you know, when you look at a short, you can see somebody a lot of times is showing you they can produce a movie, or they can show you they have an interesting story, but they don't know how to tell it. But when you see somebody with style, substance, and is very rare.
So tell me, what was it like to have El Gordo plop into your life and just say, my friend, I will give you the best support you could possibly have to make the greatest scary fucking movie ever.
I'm like a good brand. I support and support.
It was absolutely amazing. I mean, when we got the call from Guillermo, it was like a dream coming true. I mean, everyone can imagine what that would sound like, right? But it's only that it was happening to us.
No, and it was also that the way he gave us the support. He said, you know, we're gonna make this movie. If it's in Spanish for, you know, $10, or in English, or Chinese, we'll make it.
He also said, you're gonna eat a sandwich of shit.
And how was that sandwich?
It's the aftertaste that is bad. I'm not bread for a long time.
So, can you talk to me about developing the physicality of those two girls? Because it's just fantastic. Did y'all study like real feral children that they found, or where did that come from for you?
Well, it was sort of a challenge because you know, these feral children that were there for you know, for all those 5 years, we had to make them like really creepy, and their movements should be like beyond human, because they were imprinted by this creature who was not human. So basically, and they're supposed to be very skinny and very creepy, and that's why when we got to the moment of you know, of portraying these girls, it was like, okay, what do we do with this? Because there won't be like a human child, whatever.
But also, Gordo, he used Andy devised a thing where he used the wires on their hands and on their legs. So when they moved, we had technicians pulling them, so they would be moving weak.
That explains totally why it was so fucking creepy. Yeah, no, that will do it.
Yeah, and also there's a bit of CG too there, and I hope it was a notice.
Now, little 13-year-old children can go run see this movie all on their own because it's a PG-13 film, therefore it's not really scary, right?
Which is great.
I'm just so delighted by that. Like, it's,
well, you know,
I want all those teenagers to just stumble into this film.
Most of the people here have been impressed, and that's the reason that they like cinema, is because they have been impressed by very shocking things in very
You're a kid, yeah.
yeah, like tender years, and that's probably a parent's fault, but then you wouldn't be here. Yeah, you would be like doctors, or you know.
So
you would work for a living.
So tell me, what sort of background trauma created this awesomely messed up scary tale for you?
Well, I guess it has to do with what I was telling before. It's an accumulation of bad experiences in cinemas. You know, we were carried to the drive-in to see like whatever when we were kids, and it was from Close Encounters that. For us, it was a horror movie.
Yeah.
To whatever came later, and I remember, you know, to take as an example, we saw probably a trilogy of terror. We saw when I was like 6.
Yeah. No, same here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It affects us well, don't you think? Question from the audience. Anybody? Yes. Did I see anyone? Yeah. Oh, yes, over here.
Hi, Guillermo.
Hola.
Can you talk about shooting in Barcelona and shooting in Quebec and how those two differences worked out?
Actually, we didn't shoot in either.
There you go.
We shot in Toronto.
I'm reading the credits.
Yeah, Toronto. No, we chose Toronto because of Pacific Rim. Carefully.
It looked like Forest Hill.
No, well, what we did is, in order for the movie to be really produced, one of the things the studio said is, we will give you the money, but you need to be there. You need to really produce. You need to really be there in case anything goes wrong. And I said, of course I'll do it, which I've done it before. And the only way to do that was to rent the entire Pinewood Studios in Toronto. So I was down the hall from them, and I would walk to Mama every day. And in pre-production of Pacific Rim, we would work long on Mama. Once I was shooting, we would work shorter on Mama, but still going on. And I knew we had 4 or 5 weeks to shoot Mama, put it in a good track. If anything was going wrong after 5 weeks, we were all fucked. You know, so I was hoping we would not be fucked, and we were not. So there you go. Now the experience, Toronto has some of the best crews in the world, and it's an amazing city, has a great fucking cinematheque. So we were all happy. I intend to live in Toronto longer.
Up in the back middle.
Can you go through the kind of your thinking when you were casting, the process of casting the kids?
Yeah, because that was a tough one, because that's one of the things that if it's like misguided, the movie goes to hell. You know, the kids were very important to make it successful. So basically, the first thing was like finding the right actors, and it was tough because we didn't find them in Toronto, and we kept looking everywhere else.
LA, New York, and London.
Yeah, and we finally found these in 2 different cities. These are like 2 girls with very, very different approach to acting. The older one was like a trained little person, and she would act and talk like a grown up. And the other one was completely feral.
One was out of James Lipton, and the other one was Lipton tea.
Nordley?
Talk about how Jessica Chastain got involved with the project, because this is such a different role from I've seen from her than from like 0 Dark 30 and then other stuff that she's done.
Well, we wanted her from the start, and it was a very long courtship. In both this movie and The Orphanage, in both cases, the director, we wanted an actress that normally didn't do this genre, you know. So I had to go and do all the protocol with agents and managers and this and that, and it took a while. It took a while. Fortunately, we had The Orphanage, we had Pan's Labyrinth, we had other stuff to prove we were doing it for the right reasons. So nobody was expecting her to be in an exploitation movie or this and that. And then finally she read the screenplay, fell in love with it. I met with her. And this was, both sides were hard because also at the same time the studio, she was not a known commodity back then. She was not who she is now. We were right before she exploded. So what we did is meet with her, and then they bonded over their ukuleles. They both played the ukulele and they went crazy for each other.
That's a beautiful story. So how did you come to the ukulele? I'm sorry? How did you come to the ukulele?
Through guitar.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's how it usually happens.
Over here on the side.
Do any of you have kids, and did that impact your movie making in this case?
Guillermo has kids.
I'm the only one with kids, and I'm merciless. No, I think that, by the way, the conversations I have with my kids are conversations that are serious. I mean, they're 2 of my best friends in the world. We talk about anything and everything. It's not like goo-goo, dada, goo-goo, you know, like, what did you ask Santa for? You know, we really have serious conversations. And so, you know, if they want to see a horror movie, I go ahead. They love Universal monsters. They don't like the hardcore stuff, sadly. But we do play Left 4 Dead.
You'll get them there. Give them time.
I do. I'm hoping. It's, I hope they go that way. They don't visit my office very often.
Okay.
Guillermo, a lot of your monsters come from the natural world. Have you ever, what are your ideas about monsters from machines or monsters from outer space? Do those concepts scare you or not as much?
I'm not scared of monsters at all. I mean, like, I'm not scared. I hate politicians. I hate bankers. You know, I don't understand those things. But monsters, I wish there were more monsters in the world. You know, that type of monster. And,
Well, even in this, Mama is, you know, those girls would be dead without Mama. You know, I mean, Mama saved their lives. That giving a character that sort of pathos is just, I don't want to see Mama hurt or the kids hurt or anybody.
and the ending depends on that.
Yeah.
The ending, which is it is not a studio movie ending, you know. And Andy wanted very much for Mama for the audience to feel that everybody got the best ending possible at the end of the movie.
Except maybe the older sister, who probably is going to miss her little sister for the rest of time.
I agree.
She's coming back.
No, she's not.
Danny.
Were you guys inspired by the folklore of La what is
La
it?
Llorona?
Yeah, La Llorona.
No. I mean, actually,
That's what I was thinking of.
yeah, no. When we went to Universal, to the mazes, to the horror mazes,
Yeah.
and they said, you can say it's inspired by La Llorona. I said, yeah, but it's bullshit. It wasn't.
Yeah.
No, we never thought. But I mean, is it in our culture? Yes, but what we thought is that when we started coming up with the story over dinner, you know, I went to Universal and I said two things. I said, I pitched them the poster, a variation of what you see, and I also pitched them the idea of the tagline, mother love is forever. Because I think that mothers are the best and the worst thing that can happen to us, not both. And I think it's great that their love never dies when they're alive, but if they're dead, that's fucked up. So, it was a very clear line, and that was, the idea was, can we make love scary? You know, like a blind, possessive love. And the answer for everyone that has experienced love is yes. It can be that.
Okay, last question up in the middle.
What was with the cherries?
You're talking about the bathroom scene. She's opening a jar of cherries. Okay, but let me tell you, she's opening a jar of cherries. She's not really opening, she's trying to close it. I don't know if that is clear as anything. Anyway, the cherries is just a motif that it's the extension of the link between Mama and the girls, and it appears at the beginning with that rolling cherry.
And then you see the mountain that tells you how much time has passed. The mountain of pits.
Yeah.
But she was closing the fucking jar, all right?